myself, and I is all I got to the end. That's what I told mom. And it ain't no need to cry. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be my own best friend. All right. Yeah. Me, myself, and I, baby. That is the song of this story time. Me, myself, and I is all I got to the end. Okay? And that's true for me. It's me, myself, and I. When I tell you, when Beyonce made that song, me, myself, and I, honey, do y'all know? Press 1 if y'all remember that song, Me, Myself, and I. Okay? Because, honey, that's one of my anthems. Do you hear what I'm saying? Me, myself, and I. Ooh, honey, I didn't have nobody to hold my hand. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I just want to take this time out just to give y'all love for my real supporters, my real subscribers. Party crash. Just like that. Where my party crash is at? Give it up, give it up, give it up. Give it up, give it up, give it up. I've been on this thing for a long time, y'all. Yeah, they call me an OG. Okay. I've been on this thing for a long time, and I'm still tick, tick, tick booming on your ass. Okay. I'm still reinventing myself. Okay. Yes. And still being humble for right now. For right now, honey. Okay. Honey. And I still got a lot of more work to do. I gotta bust up on TikTok. I gotta bust up on Instagram. I gotta bust up on Bingo. Yeah, I'm gonna come to Bingo too. Okay, I gotta bust up on Twitch. See, I've been giving y'all. How can I say it? I've been letting y'all breathe for real. I've been letting y'all breathe. Okay, I haven't released the wrath on your ass. Yeah, Because anybody know how I get busy. When I be on this internet, when I want to get busy, I get busy. Okay, but let me stop talking my mess. How y'all doing? Let me take these glasses off so y'all can see my eyes. Y'all can see me. Okay. Now let me see y'all in the comment section. All right, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe here at the Message Spot. Does she still crack her fan? Honey, crack it. I crank that shit. Do you hear that fan? Okay, press 7 if y'all can hear me. Come on, do I crack the fan? And you just heard it. You heard that fan. Don't act like you don't hear it. Don't act like you don't hear it. What's up, random? Hey, Kim, Miss Foster. How you doing, girl? How y'all like this body wave here I got on? Ain't she nice? Okay. Ain't she cute? Hello. Okay. Yes, I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm so glad that you guys are coming in just to see about me and to hear about me. Okay, do you know I get so tired of talking about everybody else? I'm like, damn, when it's gonna be my turn? Okay, when we gonna talk about me? Okay, hell, you know I love to be the center of attention, honey. Hello. Sack, I'm kidding. You know, I can humble myself. Clearly, I have. All right, I committed, but you saw it, mama. Yes. She is a pro at cracking that fan. You know it is. So this story time is gonna be personal. It's gonna be about me. Okay, so you gotta bear with me. You can ask some questions along the way, and hopefully I see it. And if you guys want me to do more story times, make sure you DM me in my Instagram, the Messy Sweet Spot. Ask me some questions, and I can turn it into a story time. Okay, on a live stream. Okay. Oh, I remember from a while ago, for real. Yeah, Linda. I lived in Detroit 23 years ago. Yeah. So, talking about the title, I moved to LA. Okay, LA. I love LA. LA always been a part of my home. I lived many years in LA. I have did a lot of stuff in LA. Okay. Yes. But I came from Detroit. I was from Detroit, grew up as a kid in Detroit. But when I was about 12 years old, I knew I had to get out of Detroit. Okay. Now, why did I have to get to Detroit? Just because I have family and friends there that won't allow me to be great. Okay, when I tell you I have strict parents, and I told you guys this, but I'm going to tell you again. Okay, I have everybody in Detroit since I was little micromanaging me. Everything I do, whatever I do, just micromanage, just on my ass, I can't do shit. They own me, own me. Okay, and I'm like, damn, I can't be myself. I have no freedom. I can't do shit. I can't even think for myself. Okay. My mind, my thoughts, it had to be programmed what everybody else wanted for me. But I never had the freedom for myself. The only time I had freedom for myself was I'm in my room, being alone in my room, standing. Y'all remember that LL Cool J song? Stand. I don't know. I love the word. What do you say? Stand in the back of my room, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need a love. I don't know how I go. When I'm alone in my room, saying at the walls, I don't get what I'm saying, but I don't know. But when I'm alone in my room, okay, looking at the walls, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need some dick. Say no. Telling me I need some dick. Okay. But no. Yeah, that's the only time where I have the freedom to really think for myself. And then when I do that, I'm still bombarded with everybody telling me what to do, how to do it. So I was like, shit, I need to leave. I want to leave. It got to be something else in this world that's worth living for. Because if I stayed like this, it's like, what's the point? I don't care, So when I was 12, around that age, I already knew I had to leave. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I had no idea how I was going to leave Detroit. I didn't know how I was going to leave Detroit, but I knew I had to leave some way, somehow. Honey, I had some crazy thoughts. I dare not tell you my thoughts, what I was going to do to try to leave, okay? But around 15, 16, my parents were badgering me about college. Okay, we got to go to college. And in my mind, I'm like, I ain't going to no motherfucker. I don't want to do shit y'all want me to do. Okay, leave me alone. 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 That's how I'm feeling. Leave me alone. You don't know me. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. But they kept on fucking with me. Okay. So they're like, no, you got to go to college. You got to go to college. Why do I have to go to college? You got to go to college. You got to go to college. So I'm like, shit, I don't want to go to the motherfucker. I barely want to do school. Shit. Now you want me to go to college? College ain't for everybody. Okay. College ain't for everybody. College ain't for everybody. Okay. But then I was standing in my room looking at my walls, and I heard my conscience call, telling me a college can be a way to be an escape. So I said, hold up, goddammit. I might want to go to college. If I can get a full ride scholarship, or I can have that ticket for me to leave Detroit, that sounds pretty groovy, man. Okay. Not that I really want to go to college, but it was a way for me to escape, okay, the prison I was in. So I was like, okay, I'm going to look into this college thing. And then I started getting offers, colleges in Atlanta. And I said, oh, hell no. At the time, I was like, I would never want to go to Atlanta, okay? I was like, it's just so hood and ghetto. I don't want to be close to, hell no. It wasn't about Atlanta being gay, because I didn't even have that in my mind that Atlanta is gay. I just thought of real hood shit, right? Then I got offers from New York, Chicago, LA. I mean, I got offers pretty much every state or whatever. So for me, it was between I was going to go to New York, or I was going to go to Chicago or LA. Chicago, I really didn't want to do because it was too close to Detroit. So I wanted to go far away. So it was like New York or California. Okay, so I applied to California, and I got it for around a few places, but California, I was like, that's very far. I said that's very far. Okay, I can have my freedom then. And yes, I was 17. I was 17 years old. And was I afraid to leave? No, because I was so furious with being locked up. It just felt like, okay, home is a prison. Then, you know, do I have any issues with Detroit? When I was living in Detroit, Detroit is lit. I had no issue with Detroit. Honestly, I like fucking Detroit. But then my parents and certain friends and everybody was so micro on me. It was like, no, I have to get away from the city, dog. I gotta get away. And then you always hear like the city, you hear horrible stuff about, well, you ain't gonna, the city is bad and you ain't gonna be nothing and this and that. It's just a lot of negativity, and you hear a lot of people trying to leave, Detroit at that time. So I was like, LA, it is for me. So I remember, I don't know, like looking back, I understand now, but at the time I couldn't see it or I couldn't feel anything because I was so like, I just had to leave home. Like, it was an emergency for me. It was like I always needed this since I was 12 and I'm finally get it. Can't nothing F it up. Okay. So um I remember saying goodbye to some of my cousins from my grandma's house, and they were crying. They were like literally crying on the porch, like waving at me. And at the time, I didn't understand it. I'm like, why the fuck you crying? Why the fuck you crying? But looking back now, I understand. And I cry at the thought of it because it's like you're losing a family member that's going to go away. They may not come back ever. And I'm leaving. I missed out on so many family things, Um, so looking back in hindsight, it's like, fuck, I wish I could have be there more for certain relatives of mine that possibly really needed me there. But at the time, I could not think about anybody else. I had to think about myself and pretty much saving myself from my situation. Okay. So I didn't think about anybody. And when I was driving to the airport, my mom was breaking down. She was crying. And I didn't understand it. I'm like, well, why are you crying? I mean, looking back at it now, I understand. But at the time, I was so numb and I just wanted to just leave. So I didn't care about nobody fucking tears. Okay. I didn't give a fuck. I'm not staying here. Freedom. I'm not, hell no. Man, please. So moving and going on that flight. And of course, my parents were there, my aunties and uncles was there, and they helped me get adjusted into the dorm room. Now I didn't like I didn't like dorm room. I'm not used to sharing my space. I was raised as the only child. And back at home, I had a nice, pretty decent size room. I had my own walk-in closet at home, and I had my own personal bathroom at home. And most kids didn't have that, especially okay. I went to a private school for the most of my life, but then I begged my parents to send me to public school. Um, I begged, I begged, I begged, I begged, I begged. Okay. And they finally kind of gave in for me to go to a public school. And in the public school, lifestyle is so different than my private schools that I went to because the kids that I went to with private schools, they were like, I don't know, their family, I guess, were more middle class, So, me having my own bathroom in my room when I was 8, 9, 10, 11, it's nothing. But going into the inner city, that was like strange or they was not used to that, you know? So I was privileged in a way. So going back to hold on, I see a yellow thing. I see a little thing. Hold on. Christopher donated $10. Thank you so much, Christopher. Thank you for sharing your story. Nothing but love and respect for you, Gigi. Thank you so much, Christopher. I really appreciate that. Okay. Um, so, and someone said, Gigi, you're spoiled. I wouldn't consider myself spoiled, even though some people feel that way. But I don't consider myself spoiled. Why? Why don't you? Because I did not get everything that I wanted. You know, I was very strict. I could not have a lot of freedoms. Okay, who man, if this dude, I wish that's listen, okay, a distraction. Okay, I hope you guys don't see shit popping up. Okay. All right. So anyway, I don't consider myself spoiled. Some people may consider me spoiled, but I don't consider myself spoiled because I didn't get everything that I wanted. I was real strict and blah 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 blah. Okay, so moving on. So going to the college dorm, it was so different for me because I had to stay in with a stranger, and I don't care for strangers a lot, not at all, really. Like I don't know you. Your habits. I'm not used to sharing my space. I've never been used to sharing my space at all. So it was a challenge for me to adapt to, especially a roommate I didn't care for. Like I just did not care for my roommate. And then what really irritated me that my parents they bought me a refrigerator and a microwave and a lot of stuff. And like my roommate, they didn't have anything. So they would use my stuff. And I know I sound spoiled, but I promise you I'm not. Okay. So my parents they gave me, you know, money so I can always keep my refrigerator you know, filled and stuff. So sometimes when I come, my roommate would eat my stuff, you know, and I would get really pissed off at that. Now, my father, he would be like, don't get mad. You know, they're hungry. It's okay. It's okay if they eat. Okay. And I'm like, no, it's not okay. It's mine. Okay. I don't want them to eat my shit. And sometimes a roommate would leave $1 or two in a hot pocket box that they ate. And, you know, and I just didn't like it. But my father would be like, you just need to, you know, be more kind and be more giving and all that. So, it irritated me, but I, you know, moved on. So I've also in the college, I've met. Did I have friends at college? I thought I had a friend, and I'll tell you a different story with that. But this girl that I made cool with, she almost got me arrested. Okay. She claimed that I stole her car. And I didn't steal your car, girl. You know I didn't steal your car. I don't know why you acting like that. Hell, we're supposed to be friends. But then I think about it. Were you really a friend of mine? Because that's not the only issue I had with you. Because, okay, this is some horrible shit. Look, you know I didn't want to go to college. Okay, so I had a big paper to come up, big SK. So I didn't feel like doing that work. And I should have never told your ass where I get the information from. So I was in her room because, you know, I always be going to her room because I cannot stand going to my room because my roommate. So I go to her room often and we talking about shit, you know, working on a report. And she like, where you at? And I told her the website I was on. I said, girl, I just get this and I rewrite some words and boom, I just turn it in and I always get my A's, right? Right. Tell me this. Week after that, I got called into the dean office, and then she was there. She talking about I stole off of her shit, bitch. You know damn well I didn't steal off of you. She talking about, yeah, I stole off of her and just making me to be the villain where I had to come out and say no because I stole off the website. Okay, you went to that damn website that I told you I do my shit. Why would you do some shit like that? You know, but I'll tell you about her later with the story with the cops and stuff coming for the car. Okay. Moving back, I guess, the transition from Detroit to LA, I've never missed Detroit, honestly. Okay. Once I moved, I was happy. I had this, how can I express it? It felt freedom, but I didn't have no money. That's the problem. Listen, I was away, but I didn't have no money. Okay. So, listen, I got to be outside. I need to get some money in this shit. And at the time, my mindset was, I didn't have a great mindset. I didn't have a mindset where I can make money on my own. My mindset was, I need a man. My mindset was, I need a man to survive. Okay? I need a man. What a man at? What a man at? I need a man. 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 I need a grown ass man that's gonna love me and like me and take care of me. I need a fucking man. That's my mindset. Because I stand in this dorm and then I got to stay in this dorm for 4 years living like this. I said, oh, hell no. Hell no. Because mind you, I didn't want to go to college in the first place. Okay. This was just a stepping stone to get me away from Detroit. Now that I'm away from Detroit, I got to figure out, I need to get a man. In my mind, so I can have independence. That don't make sense, right? You would think, okay, independence is you doing it on your own. But in my mind, my independence was me having a man. Okay, that was my independence. As long as I got my man, ain't I putting a lot of trust in the man? I mean, that's just really, really, really silly. But that was my mindset then. And I honestly felt like I needed a man. I felt like I need a man. I gotta look at these comments before I keep on going on. Can you guys please like this video? Are you guys enjoying my story time? Please like this video. Cameron said, went to North Beach. Oh they are so cool, love family. Okay, cool. Yeah. Left Detroit, just got back to DG. Okay, so yeah, I did not want to go back to Detroit. I never thought about going back. I know people may say, well, did you miss it? Do you want to go back? I've never had that thing. When I left home at 17 years old, I never looked back. I never had any regret to go back. The only regret I had at leaving at 17 is my younger cousins and certain family members, I missed out on a lot of stuff because I was so far away from home. And I wish I would have spent more time with them to grow with them. Like I missed out on a lot of those moments, because I didn't go home often. I went home probably once a year or if that. So that's the only regret that I have. But I had to do it to save myself because if I didn't leave, honey, this was my only fucking ticket. Do you understand? I felt like this was my only ticket to salvation was to leave Detroit. Okay, to be away from my family. That was my only salvation. That was the only time I can get some sanity. Okay. So I'm here in this city. I'm in college. I'm in these dorms. I don't want to be at these dorms, but I'm thankful that I'm at least I'm here. And I'm looking back when I was 12, 13, I was like, listen, I made it. I didn't even think I was going to be all the way out here. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know how I was going to go, but I just knew I wanted to go. I didn't know I was going to go to college. I didn't want to go to college, but thankful my parents pressured me to go to college because if they never put the idea of me going to college, I would have never ended up in California. So I was like, ooh, everything works for the good. Everything works for the good. Everything works for the good. So now I'm here at this college. I got to figure out how in the fuck I'm going to get out of here. Because this dorm ain't working for me. I cannot stand these dorms. I cannot stand being around somebody else. I need my space. I'm not used to sharing my space. So that was very that was I was thankful, but at the same time, I was I needed my space. And you said, well, shit, you trying to get under another man. Well, me getting under man. Okay. Okay. Me getting under man. Okay. Listen. Before, okay. Okay. Every relationship is different, right? So my past, and I've only been in I gotta watch what the fuck I say on this shit. Okay, y'all be like, damn, you 17 and you were already in two relationships. See, you gon' see, I can't say too much, but okay, yeah. And the relationships I were in, sometimes what the fuck are you doing? Sometimes I did stay at their house. Okay. How the fuck you stay at their house and your parents so strict? Well, my father, my biological father, he was not strict. Okay. So I would tell my mom and my father, my stepfather, which I call my father because he's my father as well. I really want to spend time with my biological father, and they didn't like the idea. They didn't feel like my biological father was strict on me and just allowed me to do too much and have too much freedom. They didn't like the idea, but I really bitch and complain. I was like, that's not right. You taking me away from my biological father, and of course, when you use that, okay, they're like, well, we gotta. Okay, so when they did that, I used that opportunity to spend time with my boyfriend, and they had a place, and I would stay over there for the weekend. Well, I'm supposed to stay with my biological father, but I would like skip my biological father house and I would just spend time with, my boyfriend. I know it sounds horrible. We didn't even have sex, okay? Look, we didn't have sex, okay? We didn't have sex. We didn't have sex, okay? But I spent time with him, and a lot of times he wouldn't even be home a lot. It was just like I had a place by myself where I can just watch whatever I want to watch. Because at my home, I couldn't even watch like R-rated movies or TV shows with cussing and stuff like that. I couldn't watch none of that. So when I go over his house, it was like I can watch what I want to watch. I have this freedom, this liberal, and he had a car and he would allow me to use his car and I can just go and like stun on my friends or whatever. It was really cute or whatever. So I'll be having my mindset like relationships supposed to be like this, where you could do what you want to do and they cater to you and they get you housing and food and cars. And all you have to do is just be faithful. I didn't have to put out. Now, my friends at the time made me think that I have to put out because it was like, he's so good to you and you ain't doing it to him. Like he's going to leave you or whatever. So that's another story time or whatever. So, and how I got out of that relationship, that's another story time too, because that got really crazy. Did you know he actually thought that I was just going to live with him forever? He thought I was going to finish high school and just be with him, but I didn't want to be with him. Why didn't you want to be with him? Because he didn't have a lot of ambition. He did some criminal stuff, and I just didn't want to be around no thug. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be with a thug, all my life. Shit. You know what I mean? Now, in the beginning, what's so crazy about it, the beginning, I didn't think I didn't think he would be interested in me. Like, he was just like how can I say it? He was like the prototype of a LL Cool J in a music video. You know what I mean? So I was like, no way he would be interested in me, but he was interested in me, it just, but afterwards it wore off. Like, it's cute in the beginning, but then it wears off for me, and I'm like, okay, I'm so tired of this. I'm ready for something new. Ain't that fucked up? See, that's gonna get me fucked up, right? I get used to certain individuals, and I want something new, I get I don't know. It's a horrible trait. But pray for me. So, okay, so I'm in LA. I'm like, I need to get me a good, a good man, so I can stay over their house, and I can make their house my house, and I can possibly drop out of college, and then they're just gonna take care of me. And that's about it. Listen, is that fairy tale thinking? Okay, is that fairy tale thinking? Press 1 if that's fairy tale thinking. Press 7 if you thought about that too. Okay, but you know, that's just how I saw a relationship go, and that's just what I wanted for myself. And I saw all of my aunties, they never worked, and they were being taken care of, like literally all of my aunties. Of course, they were wives and shit, but I didn't have to do all that. So anyway, I had to figure out where I'm gonna find this guy. Where the fuck I'm gonna find him at? Okay. So I don't know how I did. I guess I started Googling and looking at different like nightclubs and stuff. I couldn't get into any clubs though. But I remember I came up on this club, right? But I could not get in because I was not of age. I know I sound horrible. I sound horrible. Okay, I sound horrible. So I will wait to the let out. Do you guys know anything about let out? Press 7 if you know about the let out. So the let out is when everybody leaves the club and they just like outside in the parking lot, or they just, just outside of the club, just lollygagging. So, honey, I think it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just out here waiting on the let out, waiting on the niggas to come out. Like, hey, okay, shit, okay. Listen, I'm on a prowl. Okay. So I came across this guy. Okay, and he was like a football player build. I'm not gonna put his name out there, but I call him. What should I call him? Chocolate Thunder. That's what I'm gonna call him, Chocolate. So I have my eyes on Chocolate, and the way he just looked at me, he looked at me, he was just like nothing mattered. Like when he looked at me, it's like he didn't see nothing else but me, So I looked at him, and then I glazed off, and then I looked back to make sure he was still looking. He was still looking at me. So I just made myself available, and he came to me, and we were talking or whatever, and I was like, listen, I said, can I come home with you? That's dangerous, bitch. I know it was, but I just felt a connection. You know what I mean? And thank goodness he had his car, but he stayed with his mama. Okay. And I believe he was like 19, and he stayed at his mom. And I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know how this is going to work for me, because you stay with your mom. I was really hoping he had his own place, but because I didn't want to have sex with him, but I was looking for a potential person that could pretty much secure me. I wasn't looking for no fling offs or nothing like that. I was looking for a man that could provide for me, So we were just talking. He was like really into me or whatever. And I was telling him my situation. I didn't want to go to the dorm. I don't don't even know if I told him I was in college. I think I made up a story like I think I probably told him I was homeless. Okay. I think I told him I was homeless. Okay. I was not homeless. I stayed in the dorms, but I didn't want to go to the damn dorms. You know, I was trying to get out. So I wanted him to buy into the store that I was homeless. So he felt sorry for me and he couldn't let me be out in these streets. So he parked his car and he told, no, he dropped me off on a corner of his block because he stayed in Baldwin Park. Do you guys know what Baldwin Park is? That's where all these like black um entrepreneurs, like black people that got money. He stayed in them hills. So I was like, yes, girl, I got me a good one. Cause he talks smart and everything. Like I know potential mates, you know what I mean? You know, and he had his parents had a nice big house. So he was like, okay, he's gonna drop me off there. And he says that he was gonna open up the window for me and I was gonna climb in the window because you know his mom can't know I'm there or whatever. So that's what we would do. Girl, I was climbing in that window, okay? His mom be cooking dinner. Mind you, she don't even know she cooking for me, okay? He would you know, he'll bring the plate in his room and we'll just smack on it. It was a few times since mom came in, I had to hide in the closet. Okay. So I was doing that for a couple of days, you know, just hiding out. You know, we go a lot of places, but you know, when the mom leave and his sister leave, that's when I take a shower and stuff like that. And he was talking about, you know, do I need any clothes and stuff? And he wanted to take care of me, you know, and I love that. I enjoyed that. So that's what he was doing. But in my mind, I just felt like he was 19 and I needed more. I need a man that had more independence. So I made that moves. And this he was in love with me, y'all. He was falling in love with me. And I made some fucked up moves. And I really hurted him. And I apologized so many times. And I regret some things that I did in that situation because I really took somebody's trust. And it shouldn't have happened. But the thing that I did that I can't take back, um, we would go to church. I know you like this is some crazy shit. You know, he's a Christian, you know, so we would go to church and during going to church, he would introduce me to his friends. And his friends were a little bit more older and I thought was more secure. Okay. 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 So his friends that's older looking at me like I'm fresh meat, girl. And you know, one of his friends that's a little bit older than him, you know, he had a house. He had his own house. So I'm like, damn, I need to get on that. You know what I mean? I need to get on that because I can't stay with him. He stayed with his goddamn mama. I'm tired of climbing my ass in and out the window. I don't know anybody. So the only thing I can latch on is the people that he know. Like I went into his circle and I started, you know, being friends with, you know, his people. And eventually I met his mom and I met his sister and we were cordial, you know, but they still did not know I was sneaking in and out the house, you know. And at this time, yes, I was skipping college. I was not going to college because I was spending time with him whenever I could. Okay. So, um, to make, I mean, this is so fucked up. This is so fucked up. This is so fucked up. Um, you know, I started to, I guess, allow his friends to flirt with me in a way. And the reason why I did that because I just thought that they were more stable than him, and I just was looking for stability. And it was not about love. It wasn't about, it was nothing about, I just wanted stable. I just wanted to know that, hey, you got your shit together and you can take care of me. And it's fucked up that I allowed his friend to do so. But of course, when his friend is talking to me and he's like, yeah, he's not that cool with such and such. And then the guy, Chocolate Thunder, he's talking about going to college and he's talking about going away for college. So I'm like, if he got away to college, I'm not gonna have no window to go in and out of. He's going away to college. Like he took off, I guess, a year or two, you know, and I guess he was just doing whatever. But then he was going back to college. So I was like, dog, I need to really, if he's talking about going to college, I need a okay, the next best thing is looking like his friend. Okay. Child, I end up sneaking off with his friend. And I was so mad at that. Don't you know the house that he have? He gossiping, he bragging about how he got his house and all this. Why he got his grandma in the back, girl? His grandma disabled in the back. He taking care of his goddamn grandma. It's his grandma house. This ain't your goddamn house. It ain't his house, y'all. It ain't his house. It ain't his house. It's his grandma house. He talking like this is his house and he got his shit together. Okay. That's his grandma house. So I'm like, fuck, I done fucked up. I done fucked up. I done fucked up. I done fucked up. I felt more comfortable in Chocolate Thunder room than I did at old boy in his grandma house. His grandma house, I believe, it was not in a great neighborhood like Baldwin Hills. It was like, I would want to say it's like in the hood of Inglewood. It was like in Hawthorne area. It was like Inglewood, Hawthorne. I fucked up. I fucked up. And I knew when I got into that house, I fucked up. I didn't like how it smelled in the house. And I was like, damn. So I wasn't fucking with old boy no more. I mean, I didn't do anything with him. But he did end up confessing to Chocolate Thunder, about me. So that kind of broke his heart. He was heartbroken. I ain't never seen a man heartbroken and cry over me before. I've seen a man want to fight me and angry at me, but that was my first time seeing a guy like really cry and was heartbroken for me for what I did. And I regret it. I sure do. I really regret it. He don't deserve that. He's an awesome guy. And later the years, because he did end up going off to college or whatever, and he never saw me the same. He came back and he had a great job. I mean, he's making six figures and more. Like I already knew he was going to be amazing, He's so smart. He got, I already knew. But fast forward in that situation, like when he came back home, a lot of people was talking about how he's so successful and stuff. So my whole ass try to be like, hey, thinking about, damn, if I held him down, we could have been something special. Okay. And I tried to tell him, like, I apologize. It was just I didn't have a place to stay at the time. And you were going off to college and I just needed to jump into a secure setting. And he was telling me how he had his own place and all that, but I didn't know it was in the hood, and I did not know the grandma stayed in the back. I didn't know that shit. He didn't tell me that shit. He didn't tell me he lived in the fucking hood. He didn't tell me the grandma stayed in the back. If he would have told me that, I would have never saw him as an option. But I should have never saw him in an option anyway, especially being his friend. So I fucked up, you know. But he never saw me the same, and that hurt it because I remember how he used to look at me. I remember how he was to talk to me, and now he talked to me cold, like he treat me like a whore. You know, honestly, he looks at me like a whore. He talks to me like a whore. He just he would still have me around, and we even went on a trip out of town together. But he treated me like shit. Like, and I even told him, I said, I thought you forgave me. Like, why would you even take me around with you and your friends if you're steady gonna treat me like shit? Like he just treated me like shit. And I don't know, I think he got off treating me like shit. Okay. And I put myself up to it because I'm thinking maybe he would change. Because he's and maybe he probably felt that I was just around him now because he was so successful. But yeah, that was a dead end. But that's just a part of my transition to LA. I mean to 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 Detroit. Damn. To LA from Detroit, you know. So I'm looking in the comment section, and of course, I still have more story time. Do you guys enjoy my story time? If you do, press 5. If you have any questions for me, please DM me so I can convert them into a story time. That will very help because I need direction. I need direction, you guys. I need us to work together. I need direction. So I want to see what you guys thought and what questions you guys have for this story time. Maybe I can answer. So feel free to put in the comment section now the questions or the comments that you have about this story time. Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. Make sure y'all like this video. Like this video. Okay. But I wish I could see him. Well, maybe not. Yeah. I don't know. What's the DM? My DM is the messy sweet spot. The messy sweet spot. That's my DM. All right. I used to live in downtown Detroit. Really? That's cool. Yep. They rebuilt a lot of stuff. Were you transgender as a teen? Were you transgender as a teen? Did it matter if the guys were gay or straight? No, I was not transgender as a teen. Okay. So that's why I thought about it. I was like, because he don't know that I transitioned. Okay. A lot of people don't. You know, my past is my past, and I don't go back into my past, you know. So that's that on that. Didn't matter if the guys were gay or straight. It always matter if a guy's gay or straight. It always matters, you know? It always matter. But I mean, nowadays, what is gay and what is straight? So it depends on how you identify. What is it? I don't know what gay is anymore. I don't know what straight is anymore. Some of the straight men look like the gay men. Some of the straight men look like the gay men. Gay men look like straight men. I don't know what it is anymore. But when it comes to me, I do have boundaries. I have my types. If a guy indulge in certain things, I may not be interested in him. And I think that's so fine because I have my preference and he may not be interested in me. And that's fine too. I do discriminate. I discriminate like a motherfucker. Okay. Okay. That's that on that. All right. Gigi, is it on Facebook or Instagram? Instagram is the messy sweet spot. Yep. Instagram is the messy sweet spot. You can DM me, ask me questions. I turn into a live stream, a personal story. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Shout out Detroit. Detroit Rays. Come on, Detroit. Yeah. East side. East side. East side. Okay. So Black Thunder was gay. Yeah, I believe so. He probably got kids now. Um, I'm trying to think, was he into women? Possibly. I mean, he didn't act like a gay guy. If you saw Chocolate Thunder, you would never think he was gay. Um, could he be bisexual? Could he be with a woman? He could. If I find out right now that he have kids with the woman, would I be surprised? No. His older friend, the guy that I, stayed with his grandma house, he had 2 kids, so that's that on that. And then the church didn't know that he was, messing with men. And the church didn't know his friend was messing with men, so it was like that. All right. Um, I've been watching you for a long time. You was gorgeous in your past. Oh, thank you, Anthony. You gotta thank my parents. Those are genes, baby. These are genes. All right. Um, hey, Kavan, what's up, girl? All right. My question is, G, if you could go back into time and you still attend college, if I can go back and if I can have it my way, no, I would not go to college. No, no, no. I just felt like it was a waste of money, but I did learn some stuff in college. Not really, but just a little bit. But no, I would not go to college. I would not go to college. I would not go to college. If I can have it my way, no, I would not go to college. I would not go to college. But it sound good, you know. But I think college is for people that's really going to utilize college. I didn't go, I went to college because I was forced to go to college, but then I saw college as a ticket out of Detroit. So that's my reason of going to college. And I was thankful to have a full ride. And I made good grades. And I don't understand how I made good grades, to be honest with you. But yeah, I would not, no. Okay, Charmers Jefferson, I know who that is. Ready for a surprise? Does your mom know now that you were doing at your dad's house? I think she knows more now. She kind of, yeah, I think she knows. I don't think I told her straight out, like, hey, this is what's going on. But I think she knows though. I think she knows. I mean, she already figured my biological father was not strict, so she already had concerns. So yeah. And my biological father felt that he was doing me a favor because everybody knew my parents were so strict. So he was like, I was the one that gave you, breath, and I gave you so much freedom. You should be thanking me. But then as I liked it when I was young, but I got older, I was like, things could have really happened bad on me. And, you would not know what happened because you was giving me so much freedom, you know? Um, but yeah, that's how I feel about it now. He sees it as he did something great for me. I mean, I do too, but at the same time, as a parent, you should know where I was at, but he didn't know where I was at because he was just giving me this freedom that I asked for. But then again, I would I okay, let's move on. Um mm, mm, mm. Okay. Oh, baby, Black Thunder, his friend was getting with each other too. No, they wasn't. They wasn't getting with each other. No. Nope. I would have known about it because I know about everything. Nope. They were not even interested in each other in the slightest. Mm-mm. It says right, east side. Yes. Gigi, you remember everything. Even though you were wrong, why even try to be around him after the fact of all? I mean, no need to treat you like ish, just don't be around one another. The reason why I wanted to be around him because I liked him. I mean, it's not like I did not like him. I was just at a hard time in my life right now, and I was just trying to figure shit out, and I just needed stability. But I liked him, girl. I liked how he looked at me. I liked how he adored me. I liked how he comforted me. I liked how he was there for me. I liked how he went over and backwards to make sure I was okay. I missed that. I like that. I missed that. And I realized I fucked up. I fucked up. And so I was trying to rewrite history. I wanted to rewrite it again. I wanted to do a do over. I wanted him to give me another chance, and I wanted to show him, to prove to him, I can be loyal. I can be everything you wanted me to be, you know? But unfortunately, he, I guess, was pulling me on a string. He made me think that I could give him a chance for that, but he just kept treating me like shit. He just kept giving me the cold shoulder. He never looked at me the same. He never talked to me the same. It was just like, move, move, you know? Yeah, I pay for it. Okay, move around, move. So that's that on that. Okay. Yes, he does letting you climb the window. He is cool. Do your mom watch your lives? Not all the time. She does not, especially if I cuss a lot, it would turn her off, so she ain't gonna watch if I cuss. But she used to watch my lives. But when I stopped putting myself on camera, a lot of my family members stopped watching my lives, and just a lot of people just stopped watching me. When I took myself off of camera and when I just started just doing audio stuff, like my audience did a transformation. So she used to watch me. Sometimes she'll watch me here and there, but not really, you know. She was watching some of the Diddy stuff when I did reactions to the Diddy stuff. She'll watch that foolishness. But not, that's just that on that. When you look back at your old photos of yourself, did you appreciate what you looked like back then? When I look back at the past, I don't be like, ooh, shit, damn, I'm fine. I'll be looking at it like that, like, I'm so glad I'm not that person. I look at it as a relief. I look at those pictures like that's prison for me. So I don't get the same high when you look at the pictures or when everybody else look at the pictures. You know, I was navigating the space and I was doing what I could to get the best out of it. Okay. But when I look at the pictures, I don't be like, oh my God. I don't look at it like that. It was like, this is a reminder of my prison. Okay. And that's that on that. Now, sometimes when it comes to like when I was a kid and stuff, like at one point in time, at one point in time, like I didn't want to see none of them motherfucking pictures, okay? Baby, if I saw a picture, I'm deleting that shit. Deleting that shit. I don't want to see none of that shit. You hear me? Okay. My family had to take my old pictures and lock them up and hide them from me because they feared that I was going to destroy it. And I was. Okay. But now I don't know. I don't feel that way anymore. So now I can look at them and I don't feel anything. It's just whatever and be like, oh, that's so cute. That's so adorable. So my parents be like, yeah, we went and we saw some old pictures of you and we just discovered them. Mind you, like a couple of years ago, they said they destroyed all of them because I said, I want you to destroy all of them. I don't want to see none of that shit. Do you hear what I'm saying? So they didn't destroy it. They just put them in a lot, okay, for me, and they were scared that I was gonna take them. They were so scared that I was gonna. They were so scared that I was gonna take them and trash them, okay? Because they just felt like, God damn it, I'm on a rampage. But no, I have cooled down, so no, so it is what it is now. Okay. Demi and Finny, yeah, you look like your father. Gigi, do you have a great memory? Gigi, do you have a great memory? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, shout out to all the Detroiters. Give you another chance. Gigi, he's watching. Cool. Chocolate Thunder, he don't even know I exist. He's not watching me. Uh, do you have any kids? Listen, my character has kids, but in real life, I don't have any biological kids. Okay. But sometimes, when I'm playing around, I do play like I have kids. Like if I go back home, I'm gonna I'm gonna be yelling at my daughter. But I've always wanted to do skits And I still have yet to do skits, on social media. I've always wanted to get into the skit department, but I don't know how and I don't know why, but it's like I cannot translate over there. I don't know what's stopping me. And I think I have to get it on a different channel because my algorithm here is so serious based and true crime stuff. And then when I tried to do the skits, it didn't go well. People really thought I was on some sugar books. It's like something wrong. Why is she acting like this? Something off with that bitch. So I just need to get the great audience. It sounds like you dodged a bullet, girl. He's been watching you. What would you do if he unboxed you of thunder chocolate? Now I'm not interested in him anymore. Shit. Since I made my transition, I'm not interested in nobody in my past. Okay. It hit different, it's different. No. But if he hit me, I would just want to have a conversation with him, ask him how he's doing, and just talk to him a little bit. But I don't want to be with him at all. At all. Okay. So I guess it's good. Gigi, I watched Jacob. Well, watch it, Angie. Shit. Don't get too comfortable, Angie, with the name. Show some of your old pictures. I love to see them. Well, I don't want to go back into my past like that. I know a lot of girls do that. They like to do the back and forth. I've never been interested in that. I've never been interested in, look at me, look at my transition, look at all the changes and shit. That's not what I'm here for. I want you to, hey, focus on me and only me. I'm very selfish. Okay. I don't want to share my stage with my past. I'm very selfish. All eyes on me, not on my past. So possibly not. Okay. Possibly not. Gigi, get your name on your fan and rhinestone. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. Thank you for being so open and candid. Well, thank you. It's been a minute, right? So funny. You're the special child. Thank you. They wanted to respect your wishes, but wanted to keep those pictures. Yeah, they did. They wanted to respect it, but they did want to cherish and keep those pictures. And I'm fine with them now. You know what I mean? But that's that on that. Love you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Okay. I would love to see the pictures of your original version. Well, keep loving, honey, okay? Because you won't get them from me. No, and I think people get obsessed with the look. I think people get obsessed with the aesthetics and all that. And I just never been into that. So I know I could do it to get a lot of views. Wouldn't it get a lot of views? But clearly, I'm not doing it for the fucking views because I could have made 1 billion of views doing it, right? Right. Okay. But that's not me. That's really not me. Okay. It says, Gigi, I thought you was so beautiful. It felt like it was watching a TV talent beautiful. Thank you. Mary Alice. Yeah, shout out to Mary Alice. You were pressure back then, but glad you happy in your skin now. Yes, happy in my skin now. Okay. Yes. Freedom. Yes, freedom and peace. All right. Yes. I had a conversation with someone and they were asking me, because now I just started to have conversations with people, I guess in the past of like the LGBT community. For years, I've cut everybody off and I just been around like family and friends and new people that I meet along the way. And it's been great there. So I was having this conversation with an old associate and they were like, so do you feel like, I don't know, they were saying, like, do I feel like Beyonce? Like, I'm about to show up and show out. Okay. All right. But I told him I didn't feel that way. I just felt peace. I felt at peace. And I do. I just feel at peace. It's a calm feeling. It's a peaceful feeling. Um, it's not me being, I'm not hungry to prove anything to anybody. I'm not hungry to be like, look at me, y'all. Look what I did. You can't beat me, honey. I'm this and I'm all that. I don't have that. And I don't even care for that. Like it's just like I just want to keep myself and I want to love on myself and I don't want to give myself away. It's like I don't even want to share myself to the world because I'm just so selfish with myself and I'm at a such peace. And I guess it's a fear that people are going to try to tear my peace away, you know? So I love it here. Okay. I love it here. Yes, yes, yes. But if he heard this, he may know it's you by telling 500,000 subscribers. I don't think he's interested in gossip celebrity stuff. That's not his stuff. He's into sports. He's a typical guy. So he's not even looking at no shit like this. Okay. He's not. Are you actively dating? You know, I have people that hit me up that are interested in and they want me to be theirs, but I don't want to be theirs. And my standards have gotten higher. My boundaries have gotten stricter. So do I entertain guys? I do entertain, but I don't have any intention of being serious with none of them. But I do entertain, meaning I do go on dates possibly. Whenever I want to, you know, they just wait on me. They hit me up every day, trying to get my attention in time. And it's just like whenever I feel the need, possibly I do it, but they steady hitting. Um, but none of them piqued my interest. And some of them, they did pique my interest at a time, but eventually that time wore off and I was not interested anymore. And they have to know that I'm not that interested because they keep on bugging me. I keep on leaving on red, but I respond sometimes because I'm not mean. And they just feel like, if they keep on, eventually I give in. And then when I do give in, I got to be very careful because I don't want to mislead them on thinking that is something really going to happen, because I don't want their feelings to get involved and they really do something out of the character because they're mad at me. They felt like I was leading them on. So I try to be careful of that, try to be careful. Gigi looking for the trade, baby, with the bag. Now, I don't use the terminology trade, so I don't deal with trade. What is that? What is that? I don't use those terminologies, but I understand in the gay community, trade is, I guess, a person that appear to be straight, but it's not. I don't deal with trade. Okay. Clock that T. Okay. But no, I'm not looking for no thug or nothing like that. What I like is someone that I adore, that I admire. I have to look up to you. I like to feel like you're on a whole better, different level than I am. I like to feel power. I like a guy that have power. I like a guy that can talk to me and have a certain influence on me, just by their words and their knowledge and their intellect. Um, I like a guy that can produce, saying like things that they have accomplished that really like, wow, like you did this, you did that. So no, I'm not looking for no thug. Not looking for no thug and nothing like that. Okay. But if you ever have a baby, want it look like the original you, or do you want a kid if it's not? Well, I mean, having a baby, I mean, I can adopt a baby, but if I had a baby, I don't think I have an interest in having a baby. Maybe one time, but no, I didn't. I think I stopped. I didn't. Okay, when I was young, I was bombarded with people telling me I'm going to get married. I'm going to have kids. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have kids. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have kids. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have kids. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have kids. And people already had my life figured out for me without me saying anything. And I just, I did not like that, especially how I knew how the world felt about people like me. And then when I got that epiphany and I realized, I was like, I'm not about to have your kids, and I'm not about to be married for society. Society wants me, and society pressured me to have kids and be married. Oh, once you get married, you're going to be happy. Once you have kids, you're going to understand. Once you do this, you're going to be this. Oh, your kid's going to be this and that. Your kid's going to be this and that. When you get married, you're going to. That shit drove me crazy. Okay. I've been hearing that shit ever since I was a little kid till possibly what? When did it stop? When I did my transition. Baby, look, when I came out as, gay, that shit didn't stop, honey. They kept on forcing me. They wanted me to be straight. Oh my God, you should be straight. You should be this. You should be straight. You should have this. They still saw potential, okay? But once I did that transition, oh, Hail Mary, okay, that shit stopped. I said, damn, I should have transitioned a long time ago. Hell, if I was gonna get y'all to back up off me, back up off me, back up off me. Shit. Okay. So if I did, they were, but how I look now, of course I changed, but I still look like my family members, so there's that. I would join you one of your skits if you ever do them. That would be great. I would love that. DM me. I would love that. Gigi, do you go out with friends? Yeah, but I have very small friends. I do want to make more friends. I want to make different types of friends. The friends I have now are not friends that I look up to. I want friends that are like elders, like mentors. I want friends that have done great things in the world that I want to be like. I want friends that I want to be. Like they said, be around people that you want to be like. I don't have any. I have friends associates, but I don't want to be like them. I want to have friends that I want to be like. I'll be like, man, I just admire everything about you. I want to have that type of friends, and I want to make those type of friends, and I guess I'm going to try this year to go out into the world and try to make those type of friends. So wish me luck on that. Okay. Uh-huh. You was one of the first person I started watching on YouTube back in the day. Oh, thank you. Everybody would have loved your pictures. I seen them sexy as hell. You did a good job, but thank you. Well, yeah, Anthony, but I'm not for everybody. A lot of people would love a lot from me. Like I said, I've gotten that all my life where people have these ideas for me and people want so much from me, but they don't care what I want. They care about what they see from me versus who I am and what I want. And I've lived my whole life trying to cater to what people wanted from me and what people saw from me. So I haven't did that in a long time, and I love it here. I love it here, motherfucker. And I want to keep it. And I fear that if I give myself to the world, will they destroy my peace? Because I'm very peaceful here, and they don't have me. They can't. I'm untouchable. You can't have access to me. I'm inaccessible. And I guard myself on purpose, and I like it here. But if I allow the floodgates to open, I just don't know. I feel like they're gonna try to steal my peace. They're gonna try to steal my joy. Okay. She tried in Vegas. Gigi wasn't going. She tried it in Vegas. Gigi, I don't know what you're talking about. Gigi, do you have a P.O. box to receive gift cards or holidays? I used to, but I don't have it anymore. But if I continue to do the personal stories and I continue to build an audience that really genuinely appreciate me and we can build a bond, I will have it, But now my audience is built on, the Diddy stories or the Angie Stone stories. I purposely put these subjects in front of me so you can't see me. All you do is see the gossip stories. And I did that on purpose, because I just don't want to be accessible. I wanted to keep my peace and I just wanted my peace. Shit. Okay. As you should. We love you. Thank you. Thank you for understanding. Thank you. Yes. Boundaries get the real men. Yes, 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 yes. Would you ever tell your age? Nope. I'm 65 and I'm sticking to it. When I told my father I wanted to get married at 29, he told me no. Really? Uh-uh-uh. I want to be your friend. Oh, okay. Well, DM me, friend. Okay, DM me. You're so beautiful. I can't picture your previous being good. Okay. I don't want to get you in my head. Okay. It's a distraction, and then you don't focus on me, So no, 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 no. Okay. Do you want to know a horrible story that happened to me? Um, with another transgender, I can't wait to see your Messy Sweet Spot merch and tea. Oh, thank you, Jonathan. Well, I tell you one story that's very private, and I guess I'll go to it in a different time. I met this guy, okay, and yeah, he told me I was his first. Now, do I believe that? I don't know. I don't give a fuck, I think it's something that some guys tell to make themselves feel better. So I don't argue it. I'm like, oh, okay. So we would hang out, go to different places and stuff like that. And he wanted something more, but I was not interested in anything more with him just because he wasn't a guy that I could look up to. He was a cool guy, a friend guy. He was very handsome. But as far as having things that I want in a certain guy, he didn't have that. He's not there yet. Okay. But we would still talk occasionally. You know what I mean? So anyway, child, he got with a he got with a transgender. Okay. Okay. He got with a fucking transgender, right? Now, mind you, when I talk to him, usually he just deal with biological females. All right. And we still talk because we're cordial. It's nothing, So I guess they broke up. Okay. They broke up. And then I don't know, how did he come with me with it? He was like, do I know such and such, meaning the transgender girl? And I was like, no, I don't know any transgenders, because I don't have any transgender friends. I just don't know any fucking transgenders. I know a lot of transgender stories. They were raised together. They transitioned together. I didn't have that story. I did not transition with any transgenders. So anyway, he was like, yeah, she ended up seeing my picture in his phone. I said, man, I told you to delete my motherfucking pictures off your mobile. You know what I mean? Delete. That's why I don't like sending motherfucking pictures. I told his ass to delete that shit. Anyway, she came around my picture and she was just so determined. Who is that? Who the fuck is this? Why? Mind you, I haven't seen no dude and I don't know how long, haven't talked to him how long. And he was like, she was just so obsessed with you. And she took your picture and she was asking everybody in these Facebook groups like who you are and everything. And she showed me your previous picture. She showed me your previous picture. And you see why I don't fuck with the community? You see that shit? You see that shit? And I was like, oh, okay. So I said, okay, so what now? And he like, I still fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? You beautiful. But when I saw your picture, I was like, whoa, damn. I didn't know you was that, before and all that shit. And I was just like, see, this is all that. And then I was like, fuck it. Tell me the tea on that bitch. I want to know all the fucking dirt. And of course he told me, okay. 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 But uh-huh. Can't trust these hoes. Can't wait to see your thank you. Gigi, you have to be careful who you up to, girl. You are doing the right thing. Protect. Thank you. So you understand. Okay, you understand. Gigi, you're not 65, man, 55. We're gonna go with 65. Okay, let's just go with 65. Gigi about that. Listen, Jones, are you gonna be a friend of mine or what? We're gonna stick with 65. Okay, can y'all please just can I be 65? Please. Okay. I'm not trying to attract nobody. That's why I say 65. Okay. Uh-huh. The trade things all trying to know each other. Gigi, a fabulous 66. Uh well, well, in my case, well, fuck, I'm not no fucking tranny. Okay, can we get that clear out? Listen, I wasn't raised on that word. Okay. I'm not gonna subject myself to the bullshit. Okay. I'm not no fucking tranny. Okay. Let's just make that clear. But when you say that, men think all of them know each other, well, I don't know. When he didn't ask me, did I know any trans people? That was never a conversation. Um, it was just a situation where he had my picture in his phone, and I guess he was in a relationship with a trans girl that was flying him out, and she was treating him really good, paying for his bills and all that. I ain't doing none of that shit. Okay. They pay to take me anywhere, even though he ain't have much money, motherfucker. But I don't come out of no fucking pockets. I've never had to come out of pockets, and I choose not to. And that's just not how I'm built. Even before my transition, I never came out of pocket. So why would I come out of transit? Why would I come out of pocket after my transition? That's just not who I am. I'm just sorry. Those are my morals and values. But I don't give a fuck what the next person do, because I don't see myself as them. So I really don't care. But yeah, it wasn't like that. Okay, it was not. He wasn't asking me about other girls. I've never had two guys ask me about different girls. I was just telling for my viewers. I just don't know. Okay, Gigi, you are a powerful position to be able to help families with loved ones in the LGBT community. Am I? Am I? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? All right. Thank you. 65 all day. That's what's up, Debbie. Yeah. Gigi, you are the messy sweet at all times, girl. You the same man, just me, 65. Yes. How did you change your voice overall? Well, I'm not gonna tell everything, child. I'm not gonna tell everything, okay? She joking, y'all. She not sick. Jones, didn't I just say, please, we're gonna go with 65? Jones, why do you keep on going against the grain? If I say 65, can we just go with 65? It's not a big deal, okay? It's not a big deal. 65 is great. It's a great age, Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Well, I think that'll be all. I love you guys. Hopefully, you guys hit my DM with many questions, and I will talk to you guys on the next upload. DJ, where you at? Get me on out of here.